Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Thursday, February 20th. Coming up on Cullman Today, Hanceville officers arrested, Cullman City Schools board meeting, and a green parking lot. All of this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. 5 Hanceville Police Department officers and 1 spouse of an officer were indicted by a grand jury and arrested recently following an investigation into the death of dispatcher Christopher Michael Willingham. Willingham was found dead in his office at the Hanceville Police Department in August of 2024. The grand jury also recommended the Hanceville Police Department be abolished. According to pathology and toxicology reports issued by the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences, Willingham died from the combined toxic effects of multiple controlled substances, including fentanyl, diazepam, and amphetamine. The arrests were announced Wednesday at a press conference with Cullman County District Attorney Champ Crocker and Cullman County Sheriff Matt Gentry. The people charged were Officer Cody Allen Kelso, Officer Jason Scott Wilbanks, Chief Jason Shane Marlin, Officer William Andrew Shellnut, and Officer Eric Michael Kelso, and his spouse, Donna Reed Kelso. A total of 15 charges were filed, ranging from tampering with physical evidence to solicitation to commit a controlled substance crime. The Cullman County District Attorney's Office thanked the Alabama State Bureau of Investigation, and District Attorney Champ Crocker praised the grand jury for upholding their oaths on behalf of the citizens of Cullman County. The city of Hanceville released a statement saying that the Hanceville Police Department has fallen short in its mission to serve the people, and that the city council will carefully consider all recommendations and act swiftly and decisively to address the problems within the police department. There were several recognitions during the February Cullman City Schools Board meeting. From Cullman Middle School, Cynthia Parker, the school's secretary of 19 years, was honored for her professionalism, kindness, and efficiency. Brett Hazelriggs, 7th grade math teacher, was recognized for his commitment to student success. And student Reagan Blackwood was celebrated for achieving the second highest GPA in her class and for involvement with multiple school organizations. Taylon McClendon of East Elementary was recognized as the 2025 County Spelling Bee winner. Taylon will go on to compete at the state level at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. The Cullman High School Theater Department was also recognized for its accomplishments. The program won Best in Show at the Walter Trumbauer Festival. The students have been invited to represent Alabama at the Southeastern Theater Conference Festival in March. In addition to this prestigious award, they also received awards for Best Lighting Design, Sound Design, and Individual Acting Awards. The department also won Best in Show at the Alabama Thespian Festival, which paved the way for them to the June International Thespian Festival in Bloomington, Indiana. Other items on the board agenda: spring assessments, including the ACT and testing for grades 2 through 8, will happen in March and April. The Cullman City Schools Job Fair is set for March 20th at Cullman Primary School. And efforts are being made to expand the Cullman Band by incorporating 6th and 7th graders into the beginning band program. And finally, the board approved the new track resurfacing at the high school, set to begin in early May and finish around mid-June. The next Cullman City Schools Board meeting is on March 11th at East Elementary. The city of Cullman this week announced the completion of its first ever green parking lot, making what it says is a significant step towards sustainable urban development. The project is meant to showcase commitment to environmental stewardship and efficient land use, according to the city of Cullman. The new parking lot is located at the corner of 2nd Avenue Northeast and Young Street Northeast. According to the city, the green parking lot offers numerous benefits, including reduced stormwater runoff and improved water quality, enhanced aesthetic appeal with integrated vegetation, and efficient land use without compromising parking capacity. The project not only addresses immediate parking needs by adding 193 parking spaces, but also contributes to long-term environmental and community benefits. Coming up, Good Hope punches its ticket to the Final Four. Sports is next. Welcome back. In today's sports segment, let's take a look at the latest from the Northwest Regional Tournament at Wallace State. The defending 4A state champion Good Hope Lady Raiders handled Dora in the Sweet 16 last week to set up another huge postseason matchup with Deschler in the Northwest Regional Finals on Tuesday. The Raiders and Tigers have had several intense battles over the last few years, and Tuesday's contest was no different. Good Hope built a 12-point lead by halftime and cranked up the pressure on the defensive end in the second half, pulling away to collect a 70-50 win and punching their ticket back to the Final Four. The Raiders led 40-28 at the halftime, and Ava McSwain hit a turnaround jumper and a pair of free throws early in the third quarter to keep the Raiders ahead 44-33. Ella Gossett and Sophie Conrad each drilled a pair from the line to maintain a 48-33 lead with 2 minutes to play in the third, and Jolie McCann laid one in with just 15 seconds on the clock to make it a 50-35 game going into the fourth. Baskets by McCann and McSwain kept Good Hope in front, 54-37 early in the fourth quarter, and after Gossett laid one in, Adams buried another three to make it 59-40. McSwain added a free throw and another jumper to give the Raiders a 17-point lead midway through the period, and Gossett hit a pair of free throws to make it a 64-45 game. Lexi Marshall and Conrad wrapped things up at the free throw line in the final 2 minutes, securing a 70-50 win, back-to-back Northwest Regional Championships, and a trip back to the Final Four. 4 players finished in double figures in Good Hope, led by McSwain and Conrad, who each posted 15 points in the win. Marshall and Adams each added 12 points. Gossett finished with 8, and McCann added 7. Sophie Conrad and Lucy Adams both earned Northwest Regional All-Tournament honors, and Ava McSwain was selected as Tournament MVP. Good Hope will face St. Michael Catholic in the 4A state semifinals in Birmingham next Tuesday at 3 p.m. That wraps up sports for today. After the break, we'll bring you 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. The Cullman City Council on Monday corrected its statement from earlier in the month about revenues for the first quarter of fiscal year 2025, noting a substantial increase in income from the initial report. Revenue figures from the 2024 Cullman Christkindl market made a remarkable difference. While the updated report still shows October and November revenues around 1% below last year, December and January showed a nearly 18% increase. Cullman Parks Recreation and Sports Tourism Executive Director Nathan Anderson estimated that the event itself accounted for $7 to $8 million in additional taxable sales. In other council business, the council approved a special event request for a drive-in car show at Sonic, a resolution to enter into contract with Sane Associates for surveying services, and an ordinance to annex property. The Cullman City Council typically meets at 7 p.m. on the second and fourth Mondays of each month in the Cullman City Hall auditorium, and the public is invited to attend. St. Paul's Lutheran Church and School will host its annual benefit dinner and auction on Saturday, March 1st at 5 p.m. at the venue at Cotton Creek. Individual tickets are $50 or a table for 6 for $325. The evening will include a catered meal by Johnny's Barbecue and an auction featuring handmade goods crafted by church members and donations from local businesses. A highlight of the event will be the presentation of the Impact Award, an honor given to individuals who have made significant contributions to the school and community. This year's recipient is Sue Westerfield, a longtime church secretary and supporter of St. Paul's Lutheran Church and School. To purchase tickets for the event or for more information about St. Paul's Benefit Dinner and Auction, visit www.stpaulcullman.com or scan the QR code on the screen. Meet Katie, a 5-month-old domestic shorthair who is the Cullman Tribune Pet of the Week. She is an amazing friend who demonstrates great listening skills. She relaxes with you while her gentle purr is forever soothing. Katie mostly enjoys snuggling and purring. She would be the perfect reading or companion or therapy cat. One of Katie's caretakers said, "I fell in love with her way of being, tranquil with joy in her heart." Her adoption fee is $100, which includes spay, DHLPP, Bordetella, and rabies vaccines, wormer, general exam at the vet, and microchip. Visit the shelter at 935 Confent Road Northeast. It's open Monday through Friday from 9 to 3:30. Please feel free to stop by the shelter to meet Katie. However, if she's already adopted, she encourages all to visit with the other pets waiting for their forever homes. You can contact Cullman County Animal Shelter at 256-734-5448 or Cullman Animal Shelter at co.cullman.al.us. The University of West Alabama has announced more than 400 outstanding undergraduate students named to the President's List and nearly 600 named to the Dean's List for the fall of 2024. The President's List gives recognition to undergraduate students with grade point averages of 3.8 or higher, and the Dean's List recognizes those with a GPA between 3.25 and 3.79. For both lists, students must complete at least 12 credit hours with no grade lower than C. Area students on the President's List were Sarah Palmisano of Arab, Elijah Guyton of Cullman, and on the Dean's List, Alexandra McDonald of Cullman. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this message.
Step into Cullman, where local heroes and community spirit shine. Introducing Community Matters Magazine from the Cullman Tribune, your guide to inspiring tales and community spirit. Celebrate our local champions and dive into the festivities at Christ Kindle Market. Feel the season's cheer and discover stories that inspire. Community Matters Magazine. Connect with your community. Find your free issue at these locations or download a copy online.
Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week as we turn to obituaries. Elgin Luther Guthrie, 74 of Cullman, passed away on Tuesday, February 18th. Funeral service will be at 2 p.m. on Saturday, February 22nd at Cullman Funeral Home Chapel with interment in Lystra Baptist Cemetery. The family will receive friends at the funeral home from 11 to 2 p.m. Geraldine M. Simpkins, 84 of Gunnersville, passed away on February 18th. Graveside service will be at 11 a.m. on Saturday, February 22nd at Cullman Heritage Cemetery with burial at Cullman Heritage Cemetery. Glenda Faye Kelso, 84 of Falkville, passed away on February 18th. Funeral service will be at 1 p.m. on Friday, February 21st at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home with burial at Spring Hill Cemetery. Visitation will be from 11 to 1 on Friday, February 21st at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a moment to look ahead at your weather forecast. Today we'll have mostly cloudy skies with gradually becoming sunny with a high near 31. Today will be breezy with wind chill values between 3 and 13 degrees. Tonight mostly clear with a low around 13 with wind chill values between 4 and 9 degrees. Friday we'll see sunny skies with a high near 41, wind chill values between 3 and 13, and Friday night partly cloudy with a low around 22. That wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us, and remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30. I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a great Thursday, Cullman.